I've been fascinated by these videos of pregnant women taking Tylenol to show Trump that they don't believe in what RFK Jr. is saying, that somehow or another anti-science, when this science came from Harvard. Mm-hmm. That's where the study came from. I mean, he's not making things up, and these people are like on TikTok, they're pregnant women taking Tylenol.
You know what? She's right. We should believe in the science, like the science from Johns Hopkins, who found that children who had high exposure to Tylenol in the womb were over 3.5 times more likely to later be diagnosed with autism. Or the scientists from Harvard, who released a systematic review of 46 studies that found a consistent association between acetaminophen exposure and autism. Those same scientists, by the way, discussed their findings with RFK Jr. We could also look at statements from Tylenol themselves saying that they don't recommend taking Tylenol while pregnant. Now look, these studies didn't prove that Tylenol causes autism. We only know they're associated. And that's what Trump said.
This may be an unpopular opinion, but it's bonkers to me that in the world we live in and the amount of information we have access to on a daily basis, people still think that the world is black and white.
Yes, before we go into this full video, Trump issued warning to pregnant women: don't give Tylenol to your young child for virtually any reason. Pregnant women, don't use Tylenol unless absolutely necessary. Don't give Tylenol to your young child for virtually any reason. Break up the MMAR shot into 3 totally separate shots. Take chicken pea shot separately. In fact, I don't want to read out what he said on this tweet because you can see it clearly. What I'm concerned with what Trump said here, people are misquoting him every single day. Even that day he made this announcement. Here he made it clear, unless absolutely necessary. But people will skip that part. They will not reason this way. They will say, oh, Trump is not this. Oh, RFK is not a doctor. He's not this. To say this. At a certain point, people are losing their mind. You can't be risking your life because you want to show Trump that you are up there. It is insane and foolish.
This may be an unpopular opinion, but it's bonkers to me that in the world we live in and the amount of information we have access to on a daily basis, people still think that the world is black and white and that lifestyle choices are all or nothing. And on top of having access to all this information, it is asinine for someone to say you need a PhD to read some articles and then make a decision about what's best for you. And I know that y'all do research on products because there are so many videos reviewing products. And I have some news. Tylenol is a product that's sold by a company for profit. So if I, as a pregnant consumer, read articles on the product Tylenol and decide I'm not comfortable taking that while I'm pregnant, I'm not crazy for doing that. And that also doesn't mean I have to cut out anything potentially harmful in my life by making that one decision. Because guess what? I eat turkey sandwiches. The risk, in my opinion, for a turkey sandwich that I make at home is less than Tylenol. I'm not telling y'all you can't take Tylenol when you're pregnant. You can take whatever you want. My making the choice to not take Tylenol does not affect you in any way. Just like my choosing to buy apple juice that has nothing in it but apple juice doesn't affect you. And if I choose to buy my son apple juice with no additives, that doesn't mean I can't go buy him those go-go squeezes or give him a chicken nugget every once in a while. You're allowed to make better choices for your family without diving headfirst into the crunchy community. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the crunchy community. I'm saying I'm not there yet. And in my opinion, the only way for me to get there is if I had land to grow livestock and my own grain and mill my own flour and plant all my own vegetables. I don't have access to that right now. So there are things you have to overlook and things you have to prioritize based on decisions you make for yourself. I would not be comfortable taking beta blockers pregnant. However, I am going to take my prescribed Adderall when I am not pregnant and breastfeeding. My body right now is hosting another person. So my decisions for myself and my decisions for my kids don't necessarily have to line up. I can want my kids to be healthier than I am. And if that means buying them better products while I'm drinking energy drinks, then so be it. But I'm not going to do that while I'm pregnant and breastfeeding. The same way, when I'm done, I'm drinking alcohol, but I'm not going to pour my kids a shot.
Women to down Tylenol on camera, not because they need it, but because they need likes. They're more focused on who is solving the problems rather than the problems they're solving. This level of bias is crazy, and it's also dangerous. If you want help understanding what's happening,
Yes, I'm tired of liberal women. Like, what is going on? Some are losing their mind and even risking everything because they want to show Trump that they can take this. How foolish some of these people can be. When I look at videos, I see every day it is high time they do something about this before it get out of hand. I've never seen this before. They are telling you, don't take this. It is not anything that can benefit Trump. It is for your good. Yeah, let's believe that what Trump said is a lie, but still take precautions. Don't go taking it every day because you want to prove to Trump that, oh, what he said is a lie. Sometimes people need to use their common sense. I have seen some of these women questioning RFK is not this, it's not a doctor, it's not this. We cannot take medical advice from someone like this, from Trump. Yeah, I understand. Before this man came out to put out this announcement, maybe he consulted some of these doctors who did this research before drawing certain conclusions. At a certain point, it's not everything we have to take and politicize. I understand you don't like Trump. Yeah, you don't like anything he says or RFK. Yeah, that is your choice. But sometimes when it concerns your heart, don't play with it like I see here. Doing this, you know, like I see some women are even hospitalized because of this. What is the essence of that? Sometimes when I see people demonstrating on the street, doing certain kind of things, I understand they have right to do that, but not going into that extent of taking drugs because you want to show Trump something. That's insane and sick. I understand this topic is subjective. You can argue it the way you want. I think I will end here. I want to appreciate people sharing out the videos. As of the short clips, please, you can skip. That is for the YT algorithm.
To former President Obama.
Is blatant censorship.
Because he says he has a team of fact checkers.
The FCC.
I want them to stop fooling around with my right to say what I feel.
Americans, it's a part of who we are.
Because that is really something that didn't happen before.
Did anybody else watch The View? Because I think there's...
I'm going to say one.
Look, there are certain rules of free speech that we must all abide by. But in case anyone needs a refresher, we're going to go over the rules again.
He does not have a right to have a television show where he lies his ass off to the American people.
Well, there are repercussions to spreading lies.
Somebody to get up there, not
all the same people that are in these polite...
I am sick and tired of people bringing up Paul.